Packers come down the sideline. Romeo Doubs, a touchdown.
Hang on. Love to Watson to a one-score game.
Hey, this is Ahman Green, Green Bay Packers all-time leading rusher. Bill, the Packer fan and Packer owner, Nick. They run a website for Packer news and updates, and I know Packer news hasn't been so great lately because we got some players that are not Packers anymore that you loved at one time, but you might hate a little bit right now.
Two great running backs. We have a competent offensive line.
He's saying that he felt in November and December that they didn't want him back.
Get a little safety in that position. Either we go.
There's no reason to believe we can't return, but.
And they already came out. There's a couple guys that came out and said that Rodgers is telling what
solution of it, and don't let them go for anything under than one.
And you know what, Packer fans? The Bears still suck. So go Pack Go, and good luck to Bill and Nick with their website and their Packer news. Talk to you later.
It's a lot easier to come in and Skip doing mop-up duty, but he threw the ball off. He kind of looked like Aaron Rodgers the way he was throwing the ball sidearm and just flicking the ribs, and the ball was just jumping out of his hand. Agreed.
Hey everybody, this is Gerhard de Beer, former Green Bay Packer offensive lineman, and you're watching Frozen Tundra Network with Bill the Packer fan and Packer owner Nick.
Well, hello there, everybody, and welcome to Frozen Tundra Network with Nick live on location.
Down in St. George, Utah, baby.
All right. Well, how you doing tonight, Rob?
I'm doing great, man. I'm ready for some show action here. We're kind of down some people today, though, huh?
They'll file in.
Right. They'll get here. They'll get here.
Only the important people are here today.
Yeah. I like Nick's line of thinking. All right, let's hop right into the first topic of who would you like to see the Packers grab in free agency now that we have an updated list? And we will start with Rob and then go to Nick.
Where's the list?
Oh, we're not an updated graphic list.
Start with me.
Yeah.
All right.
So the easy answer has to be Winfield Jr. It's got to be. And now that look, I know Proyer's out. I know that he's gone from Buffalo, and an option, a more realistic option probably, because Winfield Jr. is going to ask for a lot more money because he's so much younger. You know what I mean? But. And I don't mean like than just any specific player. I mean for the average safety right now. For me, it's Winfield Jr. I think you take the risk and you give him a large contract and you make that your splash hit.
The only button I have about that is Winfield got tagged, right?
He did? I didn't see that. I've been driving all day.
Yeah, Winfield got tagged.
He got tagged yesterday?
He got tagged a couple days ago, actually.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
No, it couldn't have been.
Yeah.
Well, then you know what? Because look,
right now to make sure.
Thursday. Yeah, it was Thursday.
Proyer already can't be tagged. Like, he was released. He was completely. He's on the market.
He was
full blown. So, like, I mean, what do you guys think? It's got to be a safety, I guess, is my point. It has to be a safety. Man, Winfield Jr. got tagged. That sucks, man. That would have been the big splash hit that we needed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's exactly who I wanted too. Was Winfield.
So then, what do you guys think? I mean, Budda Baker could be. Look, the problem I have with Budda Baker though is it would be like a 2-year splash hit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Guys like Proyer, it might be like a few years. Someone. I mean, who do you guys think then at this point? It's got to be safety.
Yeah, Winfield got tagged with the non-exclusive on March 5th and is set to earn $17.1 million from the tag.
Woo! See, you know what? It wasn't realistic from the jump, man. There was no way Green Bay would ever do that. And I gotta be honest, like the Bucs are smart. Then they're keeping their young, talented players. That's what you need to do.
Yeah, big time.
Oh yeah, and there's more talk about them going after Mayfield. So, trying to retain them.
Man, well, look. I mean, I know that Packers fans were jumping when Proyer was released, so I think maybe that's the possibility at this point.
Yeah, I mean that's the only cheap deal. You find somebody who's close to going out, and then put them on a prove-it deal for 1 or 2 years.
And you don't have, exactly. You don't have to give them a large, long contract. You can say, hey, man, like the Bills just released you. You know what I mean? why don't you come to our team? We have a defense that's going to resurge. And why don't you prove it to us? And if you do, we'll give you another, larger contract.
See, now who I would actually like us to target in the safety market is Xavier McKinney.
Okay.
Because he's actually been linked to us. One of his former coaches was the Chargers defensive coach there that we had poached.
So,
yeah.
So, are we just off the Buda Baker train at this point? Is this show no longer on the Buda Baker train?
Yeah,
I think he wants money.
It's the only thing that does it.
Hey, Oli.
Well, how much you think he wants, Rob? Because if it's like $12 million, obviously there's just no way.
Well, but how much are we willing to spend? I honestly, man, I want to draft us guys. I think we're going to do better. What's up, Chad? I think we're going to do better drafting the studs we want. These other guys are just going to be like, help. So, I don't want to spend a lot of money on them. I don't.
Just real quick, that guy said that he had a Jordan Love card for $150. I bought a Jordan Love signed jersey for $350, and it went up to $800 immediately after the season. The guy's starting to become a commodity around this league.
Oh yeah, no, I know he's still tradable. That's the whole reason they tag him, so that they can hold the rights to trade him.
Yeah, and so we can talk about like trades and stuff, but for me, like I feel like the subject is more on like what's going to be our splash free agency signing. You know what I mean? Because
that's what he said. We could still get Winfield if you know.
There's a splash free agency one for you. I don't think it's realistic, but could you imagine the backfield of Jones and Henry? Oh my God! Especially
Henry's going to play in Dallas. He just bought a
I
house.
actually fear. I saw that because my wife's a Dallas fan, so she showed me that the other morning. I actually fear if he goes to Dallas because
it'll help him a lot.
Even though Dallas has Dak and they have McCarthy and Jones, who are all terrible at what they do, right? If they get enough help, which Derrick Henry would be a substantial amount of help, they have a talented roster. They have a great offensive line. They got a decent enough defense. Like, man, that would actually be kind of scary.
Yeah, but they still have Dak throwing the ball. So,
but you have Derrick Henry now, so you don't have to throw it with Dak as much. You just give it to Henry.
Oh God. Well, now you have to capitalize more on his mistakes than usual.
Does hey Rob? Rob,
hey,
dude, do you guys remember the last time Green Bay saw Derrick Henry?
What? Last time we saw Derrick Henry?
I said, do you guys remember the last time we saw Derrick Henry? We shut his ass down.
Yeah, we did. That? Yeah. No, bro, he's at the end of he's on his downward stride in his career. That's the truth of it. Wherever he goes, he's still going to contribute, but he's not going to be the Henry that he was.
I still don't think he's looking to be a backup, and I still don't think he's looking to take backup money. If we're asking Aaron Jones to go from 11 to 6, how much are we going to pay Derrick Henry to be the backup? You know what I mean?
Supposedly his market value is somewhere between 6 and 10 million.
But see, between 6 and 10, and we're not going to give Aaron Jones 11, or we're trying not to. That's my big thing. Like, there's just
So,
as much as what he said is a dream scenario, we would all love to see that. It, like you said, Ken, is it realistic? I don't think it's realistic.
Now, A-Dub, who would you like to see the Packers target in free agency after the rash of cuts that we just had?
Go after the position that matters the most, which is the safety position.
So Winfield got tagged, and Buda Baker is available still. Poyer is available from the Bills who got cut, right? So there's those options, and then there's McKinney, who Ken mentioned. Like with Winfield Jr. tagged, who realistically do you think Green Bay could make a good free agency signing with the safeties then?
If that kid from New York was still available, I wouldn't mind getting him. Especially since,
that's the Bills.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Xavier
still New York.
McKinley from the Giants.
He's saying Xavier McKinney.
Okay, McKinney. Okay.
Yeah, A-Dub and I are on the same page with McKinney.
How old is he?
Oh, he's pretty young. Hold on, let me look real quick and see.
Because Winfield was 26. If he's around that 27, 26 range, like absolutely take it. I mean, might as well.
I'm 90% sure he is.
He's 24.
Whoa! All right.
Oh yeah. Yep. Sold.
Yeah, that's.
Do you think he's on the open market right now, though, because they're looking for his value to re-sign? Because if at 24, he's got to be on a team deal, right? A team option.
Right. Probably.
Oh, what I think it is because New York's cap situation is such shit, and they're going to be looking to make some type of splash in the quarterback market because they just had Russell Wilson come pay a visit too.
I saw that.
That they're looking to thin out the numbers there, and hey, if he doesn't get a great deal from somebody else, we can sign him cheap, and if he does, oh well.
I can promise you, if Russell Wilson is the next quarterback for the Giants, his career is over.
Bro, it's probably over already. It's probably over already.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, I actually think Russell Wilson could go to the Vikings and give them a few good years. I think that would actually worry NFC North fans. Because there's so much talent already on their offense. How could you not succeed?
Well,
Nah. Part of me personally thinks the Vikings are gonna stick to the idea of going after their QB in the draft. Have him be the one that takes them.
While I agree with you, A-Dub, I'm just saying, like, if Russell Wilson did end up going to the Vikings, wouldn't you look at them and go, shit, they might be pretty good then?
Considering what I've seen from Russell Wilson over the years, even with Denver, I don't know.
Well, he had
Because
26
the only
touchdowns
way-
and 8
the
interceptions
only-
last year.
Yeah, only because the Broncos made the necessary changes to fix him. As far as just getting him a different coach.
Yeah, I agree. Dump back, dude. It's time. We've been saying this for weeks now. It's just time.
Yeah.
Just cut the cord, man. Snip it. Like, give Aaron Jones his money. That I'm gonna put that on a T-shirt. Give Aaron Jones his money.
I really don't like how they're fucking around with him and his money.
Cut the cord with back. Do the right thing, and then use the rest of the money that you accumulate to do whatever you can in free agency. The problem that I have with our management, with Goody specifically, and it's just this aspect. Like, overall, I really like Goody and what he's done, but don't come out publicly and tell everybody that you're going to make big moves, because now if you don't, everyone's going to absolutely dog you for that. You know what I mean? Just keep your mouth shut about it. And if you do make a big splash, then everyone will love you. If you don't, no one expected it.
Yeah. Well, I want them to. I don't. If they're gonna sign Aaron to another contract, I think they should just fix it up, let him play out his career, give him another 3 or 4 year extension, give him his money, work it out so that it's cap friendly for everybody, but extend him and give him a couple. I mean, bro, he's gonna be. I mean, he's good until, like, I think next year. So
what you're talking about is giving him a restructured extension where. So, look, Jones, we'll give you an extra 2 years on your contract. The money that you were supposed to get this year, you'll get on the back end of it. Guaranteed is what they usually do. But this year, it'll help our cap if you take less up front. So, but you know what? If I'm Jones, I go, you have to make sure in the contract, this money I'm supposed to make this year is guaranteed at the end. Because Green Bay, they could cut him, but they still have to pay him that money. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, they should give him a big fat signing bonus for that too, man.
All I'm saying is Green Bay, do the right thing. Like, I love Green Bay. I will never stop being a fan and rooting for them. But, you know, right is right and wrong is wrong, man. Do the right thing.
100%.
Yeah, even I'm on that boat to say we've been asking Jones to take pay cuts to stay on his team so much so to the point where it's time you just do right by the guy, pay him what he's due, and just let him finish his career in Green Bay.
Yeah. And you know what? This year would be the year to do the right thing because we're so young. We have so much development ahead of us. Like, look, we can start talking about playoffs in potential Super Bowl later on in the year, right? Like right now it's off season. I'm starting out this off season thinking I'm not sitting there going like we're winning the Super Bowl this year, okay? I originally said I think in 2 to 3 years we should be looking to win a Super Bowl. Like I really felt that way. So this year it's not going to be that year. Pay him his money and make a decision the year after. We're so young. You don't have to scramble around and try to make crazy wild moves right now. We're still developing. You know what I mean?
And then speaking of management and then changes for next year,
who should
what are
replace
your
Mark
thoughts?
Murphy?
Yep. What are your thoughts on who's going to replace Mark Murphy? And we'll start with A-Dub this time.
My thoughts on him retiring after next season. Every person's got their time to be up, and his is about up. I just hope whoever takes. Yeah, my thing is whoever takes over for him better be more than competent in the job that they do for this organization.
Yep, you're coming to a franchise with high expectations immediately.
Oh, what about?
You don't think they put somebody in house like Goody or there's other guys.
No, I don't personally think that they would move Goody to that position because he's a very effective general manager, and I'm pretty sure that you can't hold both titles of president and GM for Green Bay.
Yeah, no, he would move on from GM. He would have just get his replacement, and then he would take over. I mean, I want somebody in there more confident than Mark Murphy. I don't know what has happened with that guy the last couple seasons, but he's done things for he's never seen a Packer president do. Maybe it's because of social media. Maybe it's just because he's getting more exposure. I don't know. But
so you're not happy with how Mark Murphy's career has been.
No.
Dude, let's be honest. It was a carbon copy Ted Thompson again. It was like the same shit.
Yeah.
Do you do you see much difference between him and Ted Thompson? Be honest. Like I didn't really see a huge difference.
Well, since he was the president for Ted Thompson, I can see why that they're very similar. Goody was very good at making, like the title town district and getting the draft in.
Yeah, but Goody's more of the personnel side of it, like the actual football side of the team.
Yeah, I want somebody that's a little more focused into the team, like the actual team itself, not the brand of the team. To where Goody, I think that's what his focus was let's expand the Packers brand.
So you guys are going to call me crazy? Well, those of you that know who Reggie McKenzie is, he actually was developing very well, moving up in the ranks in Green Bay. I actually thought that he was doing a great job. He went to the Raiders. Yeah. I don't think that he did a bad job. I think the Raiders just straight suck because of their owner. I think Reggie McKenzie would be a good option to bring back, who already knows what the culture's like in Green Bay, already knows what the expectations are in Green Bay. I really would not be mad at that if we brought him back and held him high.
Agreed. I remember when he was here. He did a lot of scouting for us. Player.
He's kind of like Elliott Wolf, but like I thought he did a much better job than Elliott Wolf.
That's what I was about to bring up. Would you guys like to see Elliott Wolf brought in for that, since there were the Packers fans that wanted him as GM?
I actually agree with Rob in this sense, where if we're going to do that, might as well just move Goody up and put
Goody in,
or Elliott Wolf under him.
Only because Goody's been with us for years now, and he's about the Packer way. He's helping make that back the way it was. I mean, I don't know you guys. I feel resurged this year with what we put out on the field. Nice young team. We got a lot of young talent. We got high hopes for the future, man. So I mean,
and you know what?
By somebody young and same way.
If you did consider Elliott Wolf, which the Packers already did, he just didn't get the job. And you did raise Goody up. Elliott Wolf, he's already a scout. He's already a top talent scout. So he already understands the football side of the team, of the franchise. he could probably be a plug and play person for us to go underneath Goody, and then Goody just takes on a bigger role. Like I could see that happening.
I could see it too, but to me, the mystique of Elliot Wolf is kind of taken a little ding since he went to Cleveland, and it was iffy there, and now in New England. Even though what he said was a tongue-in-cheek joke about us getting lucky with the quarterbacks.
A lot of people didn't think he was joking though. Like he did do it like jokingly, but there's a lot of people that think that like, well, he has to say he's joking. You know what I mean? He might actually think that. And like I was saying, I think Reggie McKenzie, I actually prefer him. Now option W, right? Poach someone from the Chiefs, man.
That's true. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there that you know, like they're not like. I mean, they're under contract with their teams, but I bet you we could poach away pretty much anybody.
Or you know what? The Niners might have personnel that are looking to move on because they're about to be in hell, man. That team's about to implode. If you can take people from the Niners.
Did you see the insane amount of compensatory picks that they had gotten?
Yeah.
Third, fourth. It was ridiculous.
It's because they're about to fall apart, man.
we got three compensatory picks, but and Buffalo,
And of course,
they're going down.
And of course, San Fran was in a worse cap situation than us.
Yeah, we actually are able to hit the green without losing too much. The Niners are, man, and you know who else? I don't know how the Saints are going to figure out their cap. I have no clue.
Their cap situation is absolutely ridiculous.
How can you keep anybody?
And as I said that about San Fran, they're still in the red when it comes to their cap situation.
And you know what? It's going to get I was looking at their year-by-year chart. It gets worse every year for like the next couple of years. So even if they get in the green this year, which they have to, right, somehow, next year, they're going to be even further in the red. So like, how are you gonna keep CMC? How are you going to keep Purdy?
How are they going to sign their draft class?
How are you going to do – yeah, how are you going to do anything? Dude, Ayuk is as good as gone at this point.
What happened to A-Dub?
He must have lost video for a second. He'll probably join back in.
Chad thinks that Gardner Johnson might have a chance of being a Packer.
Well, I know he's being released. Or
what do you guys think about that? Because in my opinion, it didn't really work out in Detroit. Like I thought it was going to be a lot better than that.
I personally wouldn't want him on the team. There's a lot of other guys that I would want over him, but if we got stuck with them, I would hope that Halfley can turn them into a dominant playmaker.
So,
what do you think about CJ?
Yeah, what do you think? Chad thinks that Gardner Johnson might have a chance to go into Green Bay. What do you think? I actually didn't like what he did last year. I don't think he was that great.
He was out too for a while.
I'm not sure how much he has to offer in terms of playing for us at all, to where I would want him over here with us anyway. Gardner Johnson, I'm not that big on the guy.
I wasn't either.
You know,
I wasn't either when he went there.
You know, I keep saying that I would love to see Green Bay pick up in free agency. And this is solely based on Green Bay not wanting to waste a draft pick at the running back position. But I keep saying I would love for us to pick up Gus Edwards. I would love to see him behind Aaron Jones.
I definitely wouldn't be against Brandon and Gus Edwards, which would bring us into the next topic, Nick.
So
it's almost like you know it was coming.
The thing I love about Gus Edwards is he is good enough to be a starting running back, but the league knows he isn't at this point. So we could definitely get him at a market backup running back value. I think that he would be lightning in a bottle behind our original lightning in a bottle guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And if there's a running back I had in mind, if there's a running back I got in mind, I still keep feeling like if there was a chance we could do it, I wouldn't mind trying to take a chance on Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, I go absolutely nuts to have him.
He wants a lot, man. He wants Joe's like he's between 10. He said Joe said between 12 and 14.
Yeah, he's looking for 13 million.
Wow, fuck, bro. We don't want to even give. They're not talking about giving Jones 11 million. There's no way they're going to pay 13 for a guy that's
They're not even talking about giving Jones. They're not even talking about giving Jones 10, 9, 8, or 7 million.
Here,
I like Zach Moss. I like Zach Moss. I think Zach Moss is a starter. Zach Moss is a starter someplace.
You know what, though? Zach Moss is looking for similar money. He knows he's a starting running back. He had a great year last year.
I was going to say that's who I was going to mention was Zach Moss.
That guy filled in great for what's his name when he was down.
For me, Gus Edwards, I circle like immediately because he hits all the check marks. He checks all the boxes, as they say. He's been a backup running back before already, but he has also been a starter. He hasn't played well enough due to injuries as of the recent years to get high market value, but he will get somewhat high market backup running back value. So probably around the 5-6 million, to be honest. But if we can afford it, why not?
Now, speaking of backs that are going to command lower salaries, I wouldn't be against bringing Tony Pollard in either, because with the debacle that just happened in Dallas, I don't think he's going to be looking for some insane money.
That's such an interesting. That's such an interesting option because is he as good as we think he is, or is he just not that good? I mean, what?
Well, I think is playing a Robin to a Batman. He's a very good running back. But when he's thrust into the spotlight, at least from what he showed in Dallas, he's not your number one guy.
Yeah, I think it's possible he's just not a 3-down back. He's more of a get outside the tackles type of runner, and he's a pass catcher. Every time he does something good, it's because he runs on the outside. Whenever he needs to go inside, he can't do anything. So, yeah, I mean, I think he's going to ask for like 8-9 million himself.
Oh God, no.
I don't know.
I would, if I was any team, I would not sign him for that.
I get that, but there's a lot of dumb teams out there.
You've got a major point.
What do you guys think about Saquon possibly going to the Texans?
About Tony.
Saquon going to the Texans, that was going to make them dangerous.
That's what I've seen the last 2 days now. Saquon might be going to the Texans, and I got to tell you, I actually might watch more Texans games if that happens. They're gonna be fun to watch.
and one's got to remember we're playing the Texans this year.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
You know what?
That's
you know what that's gonna
matchup.
set up? This is gonna set up the Joe Burrow versus Patrick Mahomes stuff. The Jordan Love versus CJ Stroud for the future rivalry, right?
Oh wow! So the Phillies parting ways with Swift too.
I don't want anything to do with DeAndre Swift. I got to be honest. He's a waste of money.
Well, I mean,
for me, that's
I was gonna say
that's also like asking. That's almost like asking if you want any chance at Devin Singletary since he's available.
I'd rather have Singletary than Swift.
Yeah, Swift is electric. I will give him that, but his freaking injury history is horrendous.
Yeah,
I think he this past year was the only year he's played a full slate of games, and even then there were a couple that he only got a handful of carries.
The starter though, that's why he didn't risk it.
For me though. Like
he would be a starter. He'd be back up anyway, so he would only go.
The running back position is interesting for us because, okay. So let me ask you guys this: so we're talking about picking up a running back in free agency. Would you rather us go that route, or would you rather draft one this year? Because
if we got Audric Estime in the second round, man, I'd be happy.
We got 2 second-round picks. I want us to use one of those for a running back because that's going to be the replacement for – that's going to be the future for Jones replacement. It's going to replace – I mean, we got Wilson right now. Maybe we draft another one late, and we're good in running. Wilson, I think, is going to –
looking at the running back – yeah, I would say looking at our running back room as it is now, I wouldn't mind us doing both, like going after one in free agency and drafting one, especially since, if I recall, it was 2 running backs we let go in free agency.
Yeah, it was Patrick Taylor and A.J. Dillon.
Yeah, see, now I would much rather double dip in the draft, get one in the second, and then grab a guy later on. That way, with how the running backs are so plentiful in the draft, I'd much rather go the cheap route for that. Because unless we're getting one of these big name free agent guys, I don't think the value is really there signing a veteran. And now that we've hit that time, we're going to run the advertisement real quick.
So, of course, you're watching the Frozen Tundra Network. Like and share our page on Facebook and Instagram. And, of course, we got Bill, the Packer fan, who's always been here with us. And now we have Packers News 24/7 for all of your Packers news, highlights, and updates. One of our newest pages, Packer Backer News. They have a morning show every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Central Time. Go check them out. And as everybody knows, we have the Frozen Tundra Network podcast on the Northeast Streaming Sports Channel that is live every Saturday and Monday, 5 p.m. Central Time.
All right. Now, would you guys want to trade one of the draft capital for a veteran player here, like Goody was mentioning that he was doing this year? I personally, if it's a really high impact guy, and I don't just mean a starter, I mean a special player, I'd be okay with it. But other than that, I'd much rather use our draft picks for the draft with how well Goody has done, especially in the past couple of years with bringing in some of these guys, even the late round guys.
Yeah. We could use our 7th round pick to get Fields as our backup running back.
Yeah, we have running back squared away.
I'll give a 7th rounder for him, but that's it. I mean, running backs are a dime a dozen these days. Get them out of running back contract, maybe.
What if Green Bay did something similar to what the Eagles did with A.J. Brown, and we went for Ayuk, who we originally wanted to draft anyways?
It depends on how much they would want for him.
Well, with A.J. Brown, I believe it costed them a 2nd and a 3rd, right? Something like that.
Well, I know the way I know the 49ers, they're going to want a 2nd and a 1st for Ayuk, considering how valuable he is to their offense.
I don't know if he's worth a 1st.
No way they get both of those. No way.
Yeah, I don't think he's worth a 1st.
Yeah. A 2nd and a 3rd, I'd take the trade in a heartbeat. Or if we are going to trade for somebody, I wouldn't mind trading for a linebacker either, and to replace Devondre Campbell there. Because even though Goody says that we want him on the team and all this and that, I don't think that they're really too sold on him.
Well, he's turning 30. There's not many.
I think it's just his age. I think they're going to test him out and see. Honestly, man, I think it's the DC. We're going to see. He wants to see these guys play. He's going to want to see these guys, what they can do. I mean, honestly, I agree with that.
You could always wait for the 2nd round and get Jeremiah Trotter, for example, who is a faster linebacker, and it looks like Hafley's defense is going to be built on speed, bump and run type plays. So, I mean, that would be a good draft pick. I don't think we need to necessarily worry hardcore about linebackers this year because there's going to be good linebackers next year coming out too. I can't see a linebacker anybody's trying to trade that's special right now. You know what I mean?
Devin White.
No, he's a free agent.
White. Yeah, I would love
we
to
could
get
just
him
sign
white,
him.
bro. I would love to. I would love to, bro. That would be that would be all we need right there. That would just make everything work in the linebacker department.
Since we're already touching on Halfley, what will Halfley bring to Green Bay's defense now?
What he won't bring is his linebackers guarding slot receivers on 3rd and 10 every single time. And what he won't do is put Preston Smith on the fastest guy on the whole field.
Fucking team.
So is Preston Smith's career at cornerback officially retired?
Yes.
Yeah,
I think that project's
be.
officially been.
We got to make sure we put out the news alert. Preston Smith is officially retired at corner.
That's right.
I think it opens up more opportunity for more guys that we've drafted for example, Lucas Van Ness. This may be a great thing for him because, like we were talking about before, you might see Preston Smith on the true outside linebacker position now instead of outside linebacker pass rusher. Like, he might be a true outside linebacker now, and you'll have guys like Van Ness that will get more burn because of that.
Yeah. Well, they got to do their due diligence and put him up there and at least try him out, man. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting a new defense. I think we can try everybody.
What would you guys think about leaving Preston and Van Ness on the line and letting Gary drop out into the outside linebacker? Obviously, for specific packages. I wouldn't want this as a part of the base or anything.
For me, I think that Gary is a lot more like Clay Matthews in the sense where if you're going to bring him yards back behind the line of scrimmage on the defensive side, you should make him an inside linebacker instead of an outside linebacker.
Yeah.
Okay, I could definitely see that.
Roam the middle. Keep the middle under wraps.
Yeah, and he's a great tackler. He knows how to stop the run. I feel like if you put him outside, that you're going to find a lot more zone coverage in those packages, and you're going to have a lot more, how can I say, underneath route protection. And I don't know if he can do something like that, man.
Yeah,
he's a pass rush specialist, man. He's got speed.
Well, he's very good against the run too, like Nick was just alluding to.
Oh, I agree, but
yeah, I don't know how I feel about him in pass coverage. Now, speaking of pass coverage, how should the Packers reshape their secondary for Jeff Haley? And with the draft, free agency, a combo.
Oh, it's definitely gonna be a combo. I think.
I
still think we're gonna
combo without combo.
I was gonna say we'll let A-Dub take this one because me and Rob gave our sentiments, and then Rob, you go after him because I've been talking a lot.
Definitely could be a combination of both when it comes to addressing the secondary. But then I look at it like this: like my only concern is some of the guys that are coming back for us that are just recovering from injuries. Like, will Eric Stokes be the guy that he once was during his rookie year as he's recovering and coming back?
I don't see
Maybe he won't be. Maybe he won't be. He may not be. But when it comes to them young guys that we had last year, like Valentine and Carrington Valentine, they were good for us for a time. But both of them to me are still raw when it comes to their talent. To where I can't say I would trust them too much to stay where they are. Let them come in for nickel and dime coverages only, and find somebody else who can complement Jair at that year as a outside cover corner. The slot is the more concerning to me.
I think, talk about cutting the cord, Eric Stokes. snip, man. It's time for him to go. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, I agree. Stokes, I think, is done. Now they're talking with Savage. I mean, there's a chance he's not going to go. I would like to re-sign some of the guys we let go. Ford, these guys. If we're going to move on from them, fine. But go find someone else. I think we're going to definitely pick up some help in both departments. Definitely the draft. I want Cooper DeJean. You guys want Cooper DeJean. There's other guys in there that I want us to target after. But I think, there's enough cheap guys where we can get one. Or Goody's an expert at finding guys who we could fit in, to our system and help us out. And whether it be
like Rasul Douglas.
Rasul Douglas. Even Campbell, when he brought Campbell in, Campbell fit the first year, bro. We needed that.
And let's be
He was a
honest,
resurgence to the defense when we brought Campbell in. And Goody
Corey
has a talent for
Ballantyne.
finding him.
Corey Ballantyne somehow
Yes.
fit the defense very well, and
Yeah.
Owens I felt played a lot better than he ever had on the Texans. So I mean, one thing I'll say real quick, another interesting spin with the draft and all this stuff that you guys are talking about. We could always re-sign nobody. We could let go of Stokes and then use our first round pick to get someone like Kool-Aid. I'm just saying, like, all of a sudden you got Kool-Aid on the other side of Jair, and you got Valentine, who you know you can rely on, and anywhere on the field. Like, I mean, I'm just saying.
There's a lot of options we have. And with, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't be against. Oh, you're good, man. I wouldn't be against it. I just think if we go cornerback that high in the draft, we have to sign one of these safety guys too, because you don't want to take the chance on that there's going to be a run on safeties during the draft if we grab the cornerback high. Because we don't want to get stuck like we did last year and only end up with a safety from the 7th round.
I want a Nick Collins guy, though, man, and that's only going to come if we get Cooper DeJean. I want that guy. Remember that guy, Nick? Remember Nick Collins? Remember that guy?
Of course. So here's the thing, though. Someone like Sauce Gardner, who I truly didn't believe the hype. I got to be honest. I was like, yeah, whatever. He'll just be a decent corner. Boy, do I wish that we would have took the chance on him if it came our way. And I'm starting to get similar flashbacks of that with Kool-Aid, where I'm sitting there going, he kind of reminds me a little bit of Sauce Gardner in ways where it's like, I don't really believe the hype that much. Like, he just seems like he'll probably be a good corner. But now I'm starting to think, like, you know what, though? Every time I do that, the guy strikes gold. Like, the team
But he's falling late. He's falling later, though. Kool-Aid's like now in the second round.
That's
man.
what I was about.
Perfect. What, Ken?
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, if we could grab Jean and Kool-Aid, because Kool-Aid, I've seen an insane amount of mocks that he's fallen all the way into the second.
But
if we could grab both of them, I'd be.
Yep, he's in the second along. He's in the second along with somebody else I like from that corner.
But that to me is like trying to strike that gold right there. Is like, this guy is starting to fall. Originally, he was like a top 15 pick. Now all of a sudden he's starting to fall, and dude, it looks like he may fall right in our lap. Like, it's almost like, it's like TJ Watt. How did he fall that far? He kept falling and falling. How? And then the Steelers got him. We didn't, and they struck gold, man. It's like, I'm starting to feel like this guy might be a great talent that we should take the chance on.
And here's Nick kicking up all our PTSDs mentioning TJ Watt.
I know.
I'm just
what the
saying,
fuck, Nick?
TJ Watt was not supposed to fall like that at all, and he did. And when it was our pick, we were like, dude, he fell right in our laps. No, we didn't do it.
Oh, yeah. Because as soon as we got on the clock, I'm all, holy shit, we're going to get DJ and Clay Matthews on the same team. This is going to be insane. And Green Bay trades the pick. What?
Yeah, because just imagine, he would be on here right now, and him and Walker, oh, my Lord.
Oh, yeah.
Watt and Walker, oh, my God.
Yeah, and look at what we got with that year instead. And apparently, we only have one good year out of that set pick.
I won't say that we only had one good year out of Kevin King.
He was the best red zone cornerback in the league for like 2 years.
Yeah.
That's because
it's just he had a lot of faults that were easily exploitable.
I think what A-Dub's getting at is he didn't have a great career, that's for sure. His career was not great for us by any means, right?
Yeah. Right. And I just felt like 2019 was his best year.
And then he got hurt right after that. And it kind of like stonewalled him.
Yep. And I still have to bear the memory of him getting burned by Scotty Miller in that NFC Championship game.
To me, that's also the defensive coordinator's problem, because why are you Why are you playing so high up when there's, what was there, 4 seconds left on the clock or whatever? Like, why? Why are you bringing one of your slowest guys so high up on the fastest guy on the field when you have to go 60 yards in 4 seconds? Like, I just...
There's a reason why Penny got let go after that game.
Yeah, I don't miss any of those guys. I don't miss any of the defensive coordinators of old. I don't.
See, I kind of liked him, but like you said, he had some questionable calls when it was important.
Yeah, and his play calling was more focused around our secondary, and even when we had him, we suck against the run.
It's an obvious turnaround for us. Like, it's an obvious, I'll call it a turn of events for us. For years, everyone's been saying, dude, if we went from 3-4 to 4-3, because for the last 14 years, the 3-4 hasn't been working for us. And we tried to incorporate the psycho packages in those sneaky 4-6s and stuff like that. It just didn't work, man. It never worked. It never came to fruition. We finally got to the base. Dude, that is the most basic coverage you can go to, and there's a reason for that. Because for the longest time in the history of the NFL, the 4-3 has worked forever. Yeah. I think it's time that this changes.
Yeah, I think the whole reason we switched to the 3-4 originally was because of how the league was becoming a pass-happy league, and you were getting a lot of teams that were only running situationally. So
running
it was
receivers.
Yeah,
and things like that. It was spreading out defenses.
Well, that's great when you have one of the greatest
many pass rushers as possible.
Yeah, that's great when you have a Hall of Fame cornerback who's one of the greatest that ever did it, and when you have a future Hall of Famer in Nick Collins who was holding down the backfield before he got hurt, and you have Clay Matthews who's taking away everything. Like, when you have the pieces for it, it works just fine.
It works good,
We don't have the pieces for that right now. Like, the 4-3, I think it's going to simplify everything for us. We're going to get back to stopping the run for once, because those gaps are now going to be filled. And we have Quay Walker is going to be the biggest component of this defense. He's going to be the most important player on that defense.
Oh yeah,
I think we got to
crazy. Yeah, and he was saying go ahead.
Man, we keep yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Okay, he was saying that he wanted to focus this defense and build it completely around Quay. That he was going to be the focal point, and I love hearing that from a defensive coordinator, because middle linebacker was my favorite defensive position for a very long time, and it's nice to see us actually put a premium on it.
Yep.
Well, that was my point.
I'm going to say the same thing. I don't mind Quay Walker being a focal point of the defense. My only knock against him is you got to be better with your coverages.
Well, it's going to be a different scheme now, so it's going to make it. He's going to have to, he's going to be.
With this scheme change, I expect him to be lined up to cover the running backs out of the backfield, as well as the tight ends that go on them seam routes and cross routes up front.
And see, that's what's so hard to do in the 3-4, because instead of middle linebacker, really you have inside linebackers. Like, it's not really a middle linebacker at that point. Right. And what they do, if you notice what Green Bay likes to do, is they like to split their two linebackers, so Campbell has this side and Walker has this side. But depending on wherever the blocking scheme is and however it is that the running back cuts, like, it's just really difficult for both men to try to stay out of each other's way. See what I'm saying? Trying to stop the ball. And 9 times out of 10, Quay Walker was the guy to do it anyways. Campbell was falling behind anyways. This time, if you do a true 4-3 defense and Quay Walker is your centerpiece, he's the only person that matters when it comes to stopping the run right there.
Oh, absolutely. And to have all these guys up front now that are going to keep Quay clean, theoretically. seeing him be able to run around untouched, I think it's going to bring his game to a whole nother level since he's a very high motor guy to start with.
Well, let's do this. I'll start with you, A-Dub. Do you think Quay Walker is matured? Do you think he's done with the, I'll call them shenanigans?
Shenanigans.
Considering what I've seen out of him throughout this past season, I think he's grown up and gotten more mature for the time. I would personally like to see this happen a lot more often, to where his mindset and his focus is solely on the game, that he doesn't lose his head and commits any more boneheaded penalties like he did when he started out. I think he's definitely matured and grown up.
Okay. What do you think, Rob? You trust him?
Oh yeah, no. I think he's matured every year. He had his issue pushing the coach, all that crap, and bro, that's just rookie stuff. That was just like, he's been given an opportunity to lead the defense and be the leader on the field. So I think he's already answering that. Look what he did last year. He had an interception. He tackled, bro. He's an unstoppable force in the middle, and he's on the right path. And you give him a little help around there, it'll give him more confidence, and he's going to be great.
See, Chad, this is where it's great that Green Bay has the Jets' second round pick.
Yep.
Both of our picks are before the Lions and the Vikings in the second round. So if he's there in the second round, we're snagging him.
Yeah, you ain't going to see him.
Just because this is probably a darn.
Hey, there he is. Facebook user.
So Ken, do you think that Quay Walker has matured this last year enough to where you're comfortable giving him the keys to the car?
Oh, absolutely. He was already calling the plays last year, and he seems to do a pretty good job with it. We didn't see him going absolutely crazy last year like he did his first year, going around pushing everybody and all that. I think Quay has finally learned that controlled aggression, because that was what I was worried the most about with him doing the penalties like he was that when he had to rein it back in, he was going to lose some of his aggressive quality. I am glad to see that did not happen. And hey, we've got ourselves a John Dorn on the show.
How about them same old Lions?
Since we have a John Dorn.
How about them same old Lions?
Why are they the same old Lions, John Dorn?
Well, we keep on getting his fucking shitty fucking coaches that cost them games. They could have had a second seed, and guess what happened? They could have went to the Super Bowl. Guess what happened? Let's go for it on 4th and 2.
Honestly, if it didn't go the way it did, they would have faced us, and we would have knocked them out sooner. So there you go.
Oh yeah, we would have knocked them out sooner. We're the best team in the NFC North, and there's nobody.
There he is. What's up, Isaac?
Hola.
Dorn. I'll give you one even more embarrassing than what you just mentioned. They could have swept the division, and it's not just the Packers, it's the Bears also.
Exactly. Bears should have swept their ass.
Yep.
Yeah. Bears should have swept
The
them.
Bears should have. Bears should have.
Yeah,
Where's
goal line.
That's 58 minutes of that damn game.
Yeah.
I think our division made a little bit of like interdivision history doing stuff like that. Like the Bears and the Vikings had the worst game anyone's ever watched in the history of football. Like we did a lot of stuff this year.
Yeah.
Hey, they're the same old Ions. The L comes after.
I love it.
You know what? Say the same thing with the same old Bears. Can't develop quarterbacks.
Yep.
Yeah. We got
Same old
honest,
losers.
The Bears are not
Years
beating
in
us
a row.
this year. It's going to be a 6th year in a row.
Yeah.
12 straight. Oh my land.
What's Fields' record again? 0-6 against us? I don't even have enough fingers.
All right.
Shit, I think he only won like 10 games in 3 years.
How many interceptions?
Out of 38 starts, 10 and 28.
Doesn't he have more interceptions than touchdowns against Green Bay? I'm pretty sure he does.
Yeah.
It's
Probably
like
has more
6
fumbles, too.
interceptions and 4 touchdowns or something.
If he didn't throw interceptions, he might have thrown more touchdowns.
We just got lucky. We got lucky, man. We got lucky. That's all.
If the other teams in the NFL didn't have injuries, the Bears went 0-17. So I'm going to count that as 17 years.
I could read you the overall stats for Justin Fields versus Green Bay.
Please do.
So far, yeah, in the 6 games Justin Fields has played against Green Bay, he has 1,086 yards passing with 4 touchdowns against 7 interceptions. And he has a passer rating of 75.5.
Oh, man.
Wow.
I'll bet his QBR is like 28.
And how are Bear fans convinced he's going to beat us? How?
Hey, there's no ifs or clickbait in that.
No.
It's like
hard facts. Hard facts right there. Hard facts. Man. That's terrible.
Ooh, all right. Well, we're starting to get close to that. Hold on. We're starting to get close to that time where we got to end her. We're going to let everybody get their final thoughts in. And since I interrupted you, Rob, we'll start with you.
Man, I can't wait. Let's go. Let's get this going, man. I'm tired of the offseason already. Fucking let's go. I want football back.
So you've had your fill of deadline football?
Yeah, I'm done with deadline football. Man, it's going to be worse this week, man, when all the free agencies. I can't wait. Let's go. We got a lot to talk about on the next show. Bet you that. Monday, we're going to hear a lot.
All right. Well, there, John Dorn. How about your final thoughts? Should I cue it up already?
I'm going to keep it simple. Same old Lions. The Bears still suck. And the Packers, they're going to come out they're going to come out in free agency and they're going to do some splash, man. They're going to pick some players up, I think.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right there, Isaac. What are your final thoughts for this?
Ken's messed up. I come on the show and he wants to end it. What an asshole.
You got that right, Isaac. You were late, so you only get a couple minutes of screen time.
Yeah, maybe you should have more time on your day off. What the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Hey, Xavier McKinney should go to the Packers. Go Packers.
Yes. All right there, A-Dub. What are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts is I hope everything turns out right for this offseason. Looking forward to see what happens with free agency and the draft, and go Pack go.
There we go. We'll let you go, Nick, and I'll finish her off and close her out.
I got 2 shout-outs. The first shout-out is to the rival fans who said, well, once Rodgers is gone, you guys won't be here anymore talking about the Pack. Well, here I am. Go Pack, go, baby. And my second shout-out is to Packers fans out there. Jordan Love is going to get close to that $200 million for a big contract. I don't want to see any of you all bitching about it, or else I'm coming for your ass. Remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I only got just a few words for my closing statement. The Pack is back. We haven't gone anywhere. Go Pack go, and have a good night.
Pressure to inside backers come down the sideline. Romeo Doubs a touchdown.
Hang on. Love to Watson to a 1-score game.
Hey, this is Ahman Green, Green Bay Packers all-time leader in Russia. Bill, the Packer fan and Packer owner, Nick. They run a website for Packer news and updates, and I know Packer news hasn't been so great lately because we got some players that are not Packers anymore that you loved at one time, but you might hate a little bit right now.
2 great running backs. We have a competent offensive line.
He's saying that he felt in November and December that they didn't want him back.
Get a little safety in that position. Either we go.
There's no reason to believe we can't return, but.
And they already came out. There's a couple guys that came out and said that Rodgers is telling what
solution of it, and don't let them go for anything under than 1.
And you know what, Packer fans? the Bears still suck. So go Pack Go, and good luck to Bill and Nick, their website, and their Packer News. Talk to you later.
It's a lot easier to come in and skip doing mop-up duty, but he threw the ball all. He kind of looked like Aaron Rodgers the way he was throwing the ball sidearm and just flicking the ribs, and the ball was just jumping out of his hand.
Agreed. Hey everybody, this is Gerhard the Bear, former Green Bay Packer offensive lineman, and you're watching